All right, it's blood pressure. Not just blood pressure, but high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a big problem in the United States and probably across the world. It is known to be one of the biggest factors for stroke as well as heart disease.
I think you made up a word with blusher there. Yeah. Blusher. High blood pressure, all combo. Anyway, the good news is high blood pressure is very treatable, and the better news is you can fix it naturally, and we're going to go through 3 tips to help.
That's right, or 3 options.
Same thing, yeah.
All right, let's go on with this. Now, one thing they need to do is if you know you have heart problems or heart conditions, you need to talk to your doctor about this. If you want to find out or you're concerned that you have high blood pressure, we're going to go through that and some non-medical ways or no drugs to reduce it. So it's a really nice video, and it's got some good research behind it.
But before that, we want to mention at the end of the video, we're going to go through how you should check your blood pressure each day because you want to make sure to be consistent with it. And in order to get to a couple of these tips, we're going to take a trip back in time.
That's right. We're actually going back. Bob did a little independent study as a result of reading research, which he talks about in this memory lane video, which is about how many years ago?
I don't know.
It's about 5 or 6 years ago, and it has to do with his lovely wife. It's a great video. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
The vortex is pulling me. Let's go.
Bob and Brad, the 2 most famous physical therapists on the internet.
My poor wife, that she's always being portrayed on these things that having something wrong with her. And it's like, I started thinking about it, like, she's so lucky she has me. I'm fixing her all the time. So
yeah, she is a lucky woman.
Well, I'll point out something at the end why she isn't so lucky. But so my wife's blood pressure was pushing towards 140/90, which is kind of that borderline.
Yep.
You know, they start looking at whether or not do we do medication or not. And especially at appointments, because she had the white coat syndrome.
Right. It goes up a little bit when you're nervous.
You're nervous in front of the doctor. But even that is still, I guess, still indicative that you may have blood pressure problems.
Sure.
So we took her measurements, and this was in February of 2019, and she was like obsessive about this. So she had like
her blood pressure.
Her blood pressure, yeah. And so, So anyway, she was taking like 10 measurements a day. She was like getting obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So on about an average, it was running like 138/83 all the way up to 141/92.
Now, did she use one of those electric ones, or
she used one of those electric ones? But it was one that we tried versus a real one, and it worked well.
When you say real, like a manual?
A manual one, right? Yeah. So it seemed to work pretty well. Yep. So we'll come back to this.
Okay.
So it was high. So I'd read the book, and I mentioned this book before, How Not to Die, Discover Foods Scientifically Proven to Prevent and Reverse Disease. So this is by Michael Greger, MD. This has had, when I last looked, 3,200 reviews, 4.8 stars.
Wow.
And really well liked.
Yep.
Very well researched. They got a website too, a free website, nutritionfacts.org. Okay. And they got videos on over 2,000 health subjects. But all proceeds he makes from this, Brad, from his DVDs, his books, his speaking engagements, are donated to charity.
Oh, really?
So this is an upstanding man.
Sure.
So let's talk about what food he recommends in here and what food he does not. First off, he said the evidence is overwhelming that sodium raises blood pressure.
Sure.
It's clear. Because it is controversial. There's other people that still say that it doesn't.
Sure.
But he said no. And my wife found this out because she was in trying to lose some weight. She was taking some of that soup broth.
Yeah.
Which is really high in sodium.
Sure.
Her blood pressure skyrocketed.
Yeah. Tastes good though.
It tastes great, yeah, because it's got a lot of salt in it. Yeah. So she did stop that, but that was before this February even thing.
Oh, okay.
That was way before that. So this didn't play a role into that. But the one food to use, the one thing he recommends is, where is it?
It's behind you over there.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, Liz moved it. I didn't do it.
We got flaxseed, ground flaxseed. So I'm going to show that in
like
just a minute.
applesauce.
Yeah, look, that is applesauce. Oh. So all she does, she takes the flaxseed, she takes 2 tablespoons a day.
And you can just buy this anywhere, huh?
Yep.
It's pretty common?
Yep, it's common at the grocery store. You can get it online too,
sure.
of course.
It just looks like a little ground up powdery stuff.
Yeah. So she takes it and she puts it in unsweetened applesauce is one way she does it. And she just puts 2 tablespoons in there and eats it.
Yep.
And it's like taking your medicine. And it tastes good. So
Can you just put it in other foods?
you can put it in
too?
everything. She also puts it in non-fat Greek yogurt sometimes.
Yeah.
And then she puts berries in with it too.
Sure.
So
you're saying that the book shows some scientific proof?
yeah, it had some studies. So the book had a study on flaxseed oil. And the study showed that the average person, they lowered it from their scores were 158 over 81. They dropped, especially the systolic. Okay, the systolic dropped an average of 7 points from 81 to 75.
I think that's diastolic.
Diastolic, systolic, diastolic. Got it. Yep,
D
you're
for
right.
down.
Yep. Okay.
That's how I remember it.
All right. So anyway, yeah, thanks. Drops 7 points. Anyway, this is what
it's
the
very
study
clear.
showed. Now, my wife, she had much better results.
Oh, really?
She actually dropped to, I'm going to reveal it here,
Oh.
Brad. Can you hold it just for a
Yep,
minute?
I'll hold.
So she went down to, look at this, Brad.
Oh, suspense.
Yeah. Oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I hope not. she could have a stroke if she's at that
Yeah.
number.
Here we go. There we go. Does that make more sense?
Yeah.
So she dropped all the way down to like 120 over 70s.
Yeah, so from here, what was this number again?
This is kind of the range she was in.
Oh,
So
I
she was
see.
hitting 140 over 92
Yeah.
sometimes. So she dropped like 20 points.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah. So
And how long did she need to take
this was February, and I mean we started seeing it fairly quickly, but now we're in what are we September now,
Yeah.
right now, and so this is where she's at right now.
Okay.
Interestingly enough, and this is where maybe it's not so good living with me. So we were kind of tracking over the weekends how she was doing. There was one weekend where I was gone,
Yeah.
and she was like.
The blood pressure went way down?
She was like 110 over 60s. I mean, it was like, it's like it used to be, like really, like almost
Before she met you.
before. Well, I don't know. Before we were spending a lot of time together. So
Yeah.
sorry, Linda. You know, it's a medical price you have to pay for living with me. So
Whoa, here we are back in time. That was a real smooth time travel. All
How'd you
right.
do that?
Well, a little practice, I guess. I was thinking about it over the weekend. Anyways, now, actually, that was a great video. They had some great information. And now the thing about Bob, he's saying he was lucky to have his wife was lucky to have him. We know he's a lucky man to have his wife. Anyways, she's a wonderful woman. Let's get on with the third option. And this option is the one that works for me personally. My dad has high blood pressure. All the males in our family are on that teetering range. I don't want to take medications. So this consistently works. Is activity. Get your heart rate up for 20 minutes at least 3 days a week. It's aerobic activity, but don't let that scare you. You don't have to put tights on and go to aerobics classes. What's a good option, Mike?
But you can if you want to. Simply going for a walk, a brisk walk can help. Jogging, riding a bike, any type of activity you like. Hiking can work well as a good option. And you can even do weightlifting if you like that too.
That's right. I just was talking to a gentleman that I know. He was very sedentary, just retired. Things were going up. His blood pressure was a problem. He had other issues. He started to exercise 5 days a week, not aggressively, walking 1 mile and some other exercises, maybe a half hour at the most. Things are coming down and settling, changing his diet as well.
Yes, those are important, but we kind of hit that in the previous part. I
Yeah,
think.
the salt and that kind of a thing, good food.
Now, we wanted to talk about, like we mentioned earlier in the video, how to check your blood pressure at home. It's good to use the same device every time. Get in the same position that you always test it in and do it around the same times of day. You do not want to test it in the morning, at the night, and one day you do it after you work out because your blood pressure readings are going to be all over the place. So consistency is key.
Did you say not do it in the morning?
Whatever you do, do it at the same time, I said. You don't want to do morning,
Right.
evening, after workout, before workout, after coffee, before
Shut up,
coffee.
shut up.
There's a lot of variables here.
So you just buy a good quality home device like this, and it's just you push a button and it pumps up. It's important. in a chair, sitting upright like this, and this arm should be here or a little higher. I like to put a pillow under that arm and then do it the same every time again. In the morning, I like to take it about a half hour after I get up, before any coffee. Take it and then make sure they'll give you little booklets. You write it down and your heart rate, the date, and sometimes if there's some unusual thing that happened, like say maybe you were exercise or you did drink some coffee, then write that down. Other than that, be consistent. I usually do mine in the morning, and I'll do it 5 to 7 days in a row. It is interesting if you take it in the middle of the day when you're kind of active, not doing a lot, but active, you will have a little spike in it. It's, your blood pressure naturally goes up and down. So we want to find out the average, and you get to learn your body really well when you do it on a regular basis.
I would like to mention that when you go to do it, be sitting for a few minutes before you actually take it. Don't just walk over and immediately start taking. Sit there for a few minutes to let your heart rate go back down, because just standing up and walking can change it.
That's right. So again, exercise works for me wonderfully. I exercise a lot compared to most people. You don't have to go 6 days a week.
Brag about it, why don't you?
Well, whatever. What the hell? It's just the way it is. Well, people make fun of me. It's not easy.
They make fun of me too. I have no hair. My voice is high. Anyway, what's your famous ending line you want to talk about?
This is very appropriate for this video. Once again, we can fix anything except for a broken heart. But look at this video.
Blood pressure really has a lot to do with it. And if you want to check out more videos on what Bob did to help with his hypertension, you can click the video link on the screen.
That's right. So we get to learn a little bit about all of our... Well, how's your blood pressure?
Probably through the roof right now. Anyway, I think blood pressure and broken heart are two different things. I mean, one sounds like there's an emotional component.
Everything works together in life. So just, you'll learn as you get older.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Have a good day.
Bob and Brad, the two most famous physical therapists on the internet.